Hello, sir. Oh. Fine day. Wet day.
Yeah.
But fine day. Get rid of the cold, now we just gotta get rid of the rain. Eventually we'll see some warm sun.
It's fine, as long as it's not snow, that's all I care about.
Well, welcome to another episode of The Commute.
I will be your driver.
I will be your passenger. Rain or shine.
Will not stop the commute.
So, I'm reading today about, people get all up in arms about how they kill animals, for consumption, and there's always some kind of deal like that going on.
Sure.
Well, this guy comes up with an idea for headless chickens. Okay? Mindless, headless chickens.
Okay.
And the way it goes is, in America, 7 billion chickens are killed each year for consumption.
Mm-hmm.
So, the way they currently do it, the most popular way, is called the broiler method. And what they do is, they go by and these blades cut the chickens' necks to kill them, essentially, and then they put them in scalding water, and it takes the feathers right off.
Right.
Because it's so hot. Well, people say, well, that's not good to do. Sometimes the chickens are still alive when they put them in the hot water.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you cut their throats.
Yeah, they're okay with the saw blades, but it was the hot water.
You're pushing it now with the hot water, buddy. Yeah, just the whole thing, like even the cutting the throats.
Yeah.
So, and also the chickens alone are responsible for 18% of greenhouse emissions.
Right.
So they're trying to find a way, to cut back on that too.
Mm-hmm.
So what this guy comes up with is a way to remove the frontal cortex or the cerebral cortex of the chicken's brain.
Oh,
now,
so
I don't know how that's any less cruel than cutting their throat. You're cutting their head.
Yeah.
But what he's saying is, by that, you get rid of their sense perception. Just they have no sense of anything. They don't even really know they exist, but the body still continues to work and function and grow. So as long as they leave the brainstem intact. Leave the brainstem intact, take off the frontal cortex, everything else is going to work. So that when you do kill the chickens, they don't know it, they don't know they're there. And he also comes up with this honeycomb vertical wall to kind of like store the chickens in.
Okay.
So pretty much picture the Matrix. And they go in and everyone's just, all the people are lined up on these walls. That's what it'd be like. So you can store more chickens in, the same area and not have to worry about that. It'll maximize space. And he also says, look, they tell you free range chickens to make you happy and not feel so bad about eating your chicken. But it's still, they're still crowded and it's cruel.
Yeah.
So they're looking into doing that. I saw that and I didn't know how I felt about it. Like, at least, you're hurting them either way, because I can't imagine it feels too good unless they have some kind of way to just give them a needle and melt the frontal cortex, or they didn't say how they do that. That was the thing about the article too. They didn't say how they do that.
And who knows? If it's a chemical process, is it a genetic thing where like they're manipulating the genes so it doesn't
born with no
grow as large, or are they going to actually go in and lobotomize however many billion chickens? And
that's, if you're doing it chicken, like these lobotomies on them, wouldn't that just take up more time than just this big blade come across and cutting off the head? And this way the chickens know, I'm not this pro animal. I love eating chicken. I don't care how you got to kill them. Feed me chicken. I feel bad for little guys, but it's their purpose in life. But I just don't see how one way is less. At least then they have a life until they die. They could be cooped up. Chickens don't care. They run all over the place and shit everywhere. And I also don't know how that cuts down the greenhouse emissions. They're still alive.
So this same guy was saying the thing about the free range chickens. how they say they're really free range. And
no, he's saying they're not free range.
Yeah, but he made that statement.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in the same thing, okay, if those aren't free range, then what are these things? What?
I guess he's saying either way they're not free range. Like, don't say, well,
yeah, he's just adding a different label onto them. I mean, it's not, you're changing one label for another.
I mean, in that case, all you're really doing is growing food.
Yeah, it's.
And I don't know like what a chicken's lifespan is from being born to growth, but I know it's quick. Like, they grow pretty quick, and they plump them up. And
yeah, I mean, you always got like the little chicks or whatever in school, and then a few weeks later they got to get rid of them.
A few weeks later, they're on your dinner table.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what the growth cycle in a chicken is,
but I still thought it was interesting though, like a different way to do it. And if you could do it with chickens, couldn't you do it with every animal?
Yeah.
Can you have this matrix wall of pigs?
Yeah.
And
just have the giant pig guillotine when they grow big enough, their heads stick out, and then just.
And it was weird. It showed like this chicken, and it was just it was a fake chicken. It wasn't a real chicken, but they also had it like hanging. And it was like this hanging chicken. Jesus. And this tube going down the stairs. So I guess that's how they feed it. They just automatically feed the chicken through the tube, so it still gets everything to grow. I don't know if they have something hooked up to its ass too to.
That's not going to make anyone feel better.
Oh, it's going to make people feel worse because now you have a bad visual. You go from chickens running around.
It's just a bunch of chickens, a whole rack of them. No, that's.
You're so morbid walking into this honeycomb hive of
people already
thoughtless chickens.
Those same advocates, like they're the ones that feel bad about like foie gras and stuff, over stuffing duck livers and that kind of thing. So any kind of tube going into anything to sustain it, I don't think they're going to be game for that.
No.
So who exactly is that going to make feel better? Overall,
I don't know. I guess he was saying. I guess overall, his whole point was
we can do it better.
They don't feel pain,
right?
Like you're worried about them like still being alive when you boil them, or even just cutting their throats can't be pleasant.
I don't know. That's answering like two of the problems, but it doesn't really get to the heart of.
It almost seemed like it was a college project.
Oh, okay.
That he's trying to take too far. He's really trying to make it happen. And it it just was not happening. So
oh man,
I don't know, but it was interesting. If you can pull up the picture, check it out. This is like honeycomb little hive of chickens that he made.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
It's pretty neat. So the other day we were talking about the certain items you can order at fast food restaurants that aren't on the menu.
You found some more like that?
I found some more. I want to look in and find some more.
The specialty items that are not on the menu.
Specialty items. If you ask for these
off-menu
at these fast food restaurants, even though they're nowhere on the menu, it doesn't seem like they would have some of the stuff, they'll certainly get it for you. A lot of stuff I found would seem like stuff I thought they would have, but it's just not on the menu. One of the things at Dairy Queen, they have a frozen hot chocolate. It's kind of like a sundae frozen. It didn't seem like anything too special.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too far out of their way.
McDonald's, you can order chicken and waffles.
Like chicken nuggets with their waffles?
What they do is, because they don't even serve waffles.
Yeah, that's true.
At McDonald's.
They've got pancakes or whatever.
They take a McChicken and they serve it between their McGriddle buns. And it tastes like chicken and waffles because you get that syrupy taste and I guess the carb around it. So that's McDonald's chicken and waffles if you ask for that. Burger King has a suicide burger if you ask for that.
Okay.
That is 4 patties, 4 slices of cheese, 4 slices of bacon in between a bun. And this shit was like this tall. I mean, it looked big as shit. But that's a heart attack waiting to happen.
Yeah, but by the time you get it at Burger King or whatever, any of those places, it never looks like the picture anyway.
No. You imagine 4, they can't stack 2 evenly.
Yeah. So it probably looked like a regular burger, except
like the leaning tower
like somebody
of burgers.
Punched both ends of it.
And I don't even know if they would wrap it. Like, I don't know if they have wrappers that big.
I don't even think they should.
But they're like, they should tie you up like those chickens and just stick a tube down your throat and blend the suicide burger and shove it down your gullet.
That's the McChicken.
And I'm guessing if you order that, you you don't have a frontal vortex anyway. I thought this one was cool. White Castle. Yeah. Have you ever seen Harold and Kumar go to White Castle?
No. I know what it is, though.
And in the end, they finally, they get to their destination, and they're hungry as fuck. Like, they've just been starving themselves all night, smoking pot. And they order, like, 40 burgers, 10 orders of fries, 5 Cokes, like this huge... And they get it on this tray, and this shit's all stacked up, and you wolf it all down. So if you go there to White Castle, and you order the Harold and Kumar order...
Oh, you get the same
You get the same thing that they ordered. So I would hope you're going with a bunch of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't care. I've been in their situation, sort of, and you just can't eat that much food. They just...
It's impossible.
I mean, I get full watching them eat it in the movie.
Ugh.
What else we got here? McDonald's has a land, sea, and air sandwich.
Okay.
If you ask for the land, sea, and air sandwich, what it is, they take their McDouble and they split it in half, and they put a McChicken and a fish fillet in the middle of it and sandwich it back. So you're getting land, sea, and air. An animal that survives in each. Taco Bell has the Hulk. If you ask for the Hulk, and all that is a bean and cheese burrito that they just overstuff and fill, and then they cover it with guacamole. You can't even see the burrito. It's just this. It just looks like a mountain of guacamole, but there's a bean and cheese burrito in the middle.
You probably order that, and that's probably gonna look closer to a traditional Mexican dish than anything else on the menu.
Just go there and say, give me the real Mexican food, and they'll give you the Hulk. Burger King, you can order ham and cheese. Ham and cheese sandwich. That's get
weird.
their roll, and they have ham in the back and cheese, and they just melt it all down for you. So if your kid's picky,
you can
probably take them there and give them a ham and cheese sandwich.
If they're not into burgers.
Or give them something different anyway to eat instead of the same old thing. Probably healthier than a burger.
Yeah, probably a couple 100 calories at least.
Because it looked thin. It wasn't like they obnoxiously stuff it with the ham. McDonald's, another McDonald's item. You can ask for this. You might want to not ask for it too loud when you're there. You might want to kind of whisper it to the cashier. The McGangbang.
Okay.
And that is an item. And it's sort of like their other one, but they just get a double cheeseburger and they put a whole McChicken sandwich in the middle, not just the chicken. They get the whole McChicken, the whole sandwich, stick it in the middle, put the McDouble back on, and you eat that. It's funny too, because a couple weeks ago, my sister put on Facebook, she's like, this is how my kid eats at McDonald's, and he had done that with his sandwich. So I can't wait to call her up and tell her that
you can order
that. A McGangbang. He doesn't have to order them separately. Just tell him next time he goes, order this. Because 12-year-olds should always order a McGangbang. Wendy's has a Barnyard Burger, which is their spicy chicken with a hamburger in it and bacon. So spicy chicken, hamburger, bacon. They also call it the meat cube if you want to order that. So, it's a burger, spicy chicken, ham, and bacon. So you get the hamburger and ham with the bacon. None of those I think I would order.
No, I
might try. I might try the Hulk. That could be,
that's
you're just adding guacamole to it.
It's not really gonna do anything to it.
But I want to know. I mean, I want people to actually go in and order these things and let us know if it actually works.
Yeah.
And I found these on multiple websites. It wasn't just one website making this stuff up, but it's on multiple websites. I did want to verify it, whether the people there know, because when I was in high school, I worked at McDonald's.
Right.
And they certainly don't train you on this.
Yeah.
Look, if someone orders a McGangbang, this is what you do.
This is what you gotta do. This is the button sequence you have to press. Anymore now.
You would just confuse the fuck out of them, though. That you order a number 4 and they gotta look back on the board and figure out what the hell they're doing. Yeah. You're combining sandwiches now.
Yeah, exactly.
But not getting the fries.
Right. Come out with the right price on the other end. That sounds more trouble than it's worth.
I actually had one time, I went to McDonald's and I said to the kid, I said, I'll just have a quarter pounder. quarter pounder meal. He honestly looks at me and says, "What number is that?" What number is it? Motherfucker, you gotta remember 8 things. You gotta remember 8 numbers. And I'm sure I'm not the first person to order this today.
Yeah.
But I guess most people just say, "Give me number 4."
Right.
And they hit number 4. And boop, 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 all the other robots in the back take care of it for you. But yeah, that just like blew my mind. I was like, wow. And even then he like looked back at the board. I said, "You are not gonna last." So and he was an idiot. And then the next time we went, he wasn't there. I said, "Oh, yeah, good, this kid left." A couple weeks later, we go to Taco Bell. He's there.
Oh, I was making the rounds.
Fast food groupie.
Making the rounds.
Then again, how bad was I that I know the people that work at this fast food place?
How many times do you go to the fast food place?
So we did a lot of that, like when my kid was young. When she was like 1 or 2, and you just got your hands full and you're juggling. It was like
something to
McDonald's
stuff in your face, so you don't have to.
Can't cook.
Add to the list.
Kid up my ass.
Yep.
And, my wife working evenings at the time. It was you don't get much time together, so when you do, you don't want to be cooking all the time.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to spend it all stuck in the kitchen.
So.
Yeah, that's true.
So I see we have this day in history.
Yeah.
March 19th, 1953 was the Oscars were televised for the first time. Wow. So it was 61 years ago. So was this year the 61st Oscars?
I don't know. I didn't.
Or like, did they skip a year ever? Like, was there ever a thing where they
like they left it off?
They didn't do it
something?
every year, or?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I know since we were kids, they've been doing it every year.
Consistently, yeah.
I used to have this poster in my dorm room, and it was like every year, like the last, 30 years of Oscars, it just had miniature posters on it for every film that won Best Film.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And it was a neat looking poster. It was pretty cool, something to have. But I would look at it and just get pissed off because you just look at the certain years and other shit should have won. And this piece of crap, like freaking Driving Miss Daisy,
Yeah.
Beats out Goodfellas or whatever the hell. You're like, really?
Yeah, that's why a lot of people don't cast any credence in that thing anymore. I mean, it's I don't know who votes on it or who that committee is made up of, but
it's baloney.
It's definitely not popular opinion, that's for sure.
And then they had these goofy rules for it. I saw this year one of the movies got taken off of the nominee list because like one of the actors had a conversation with one of the judges.
Oh yeah.
Or something like that. Something real, small on the spectrum of who gives a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Especially over
and the fact that they
like
take it that serious. It's
right.
And it's a big kiss-ass party. I can't even watch it anymore.
No,
it's this star kissing
the star's ass. I can't possibly tell you the last time I watched it.
It's brutal.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of rich people sitting around in a room.
Getting rich stuff.
Making more money than I'll ever see per minute that they're in that room.
Good Lord. Think of those party bags with like multiple cruise vouchers in it and $10,000 watches and a bunch of other dumb bullshit.
Yep.
And speaking of movies, Ghostbusters 3, huh?
Yeah, apparently that's still a go. They're going to start pre-production or whatever next year. But Ivan Reitman stepped back from directing it. I guess after, Harold Ramis.
He just got tired of it.
Well, I think that whole thing kind of made him rethink it because he was kind of writing it with
That's right.
Harold Ramis.
Ramis was writing it too.
That kind of made him rethink, what he wanted to do and his priorities and stuff. So he's staying on to help them get a new director, but they haven't come to any conclusions of who that's going to be. But they did say that it's going to be a reboot of the original. So it's not 3 so much as it is.
I don't know how I feel about that.
The real Ghostbusters. So I was trying to think, I mean, what would that possibly be? What would that cast look like? And the only thing I can think of that movie is going to be is that it'll be like that This Is the End movie with like the entire Pineapple Express cast.
No.
It'll probably be directed by Seth Rogen, and it'll feature him. That I can see.
You're right.
Happening.
I can easily see that.
Do I want that happen?
No.
Not even close.
But you know what? I bet a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I'm
would
sure
do it. And they know that. What can we do?
Right.
We're rebooting a movie. How can we make people want to see it?
Mm-hmm. There
and
you
be
go.
funny because it was a comedy. Mm-hmm. Horror, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. So I don't know.
And they said they still wanted the original guys to have cameos in it because of the reboot. Like first, when they were thinking about having a 3, it was going to be them playing their old characters.
Yeah.
Hiring the new breed, to come in. But even then, they were going to have smaller parts.
Right.
And I was reading that Bill Murray and Ramis, they weren't getting along in the last couple of years.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I thought they were buddies. And that was a big holdup for this because they really wanted Bill Murray to do it.
Yeah.
And he said he didn't want to do it because of Ramis. I said, wow.
They had some ongoing dispute over something.
What else did I see today? It was big news that the next Disney princess movie that they're making live action like they've been doing is going to be The Little Mermaid. Which if you did it dark, could be pretty cool. I mean, I do like the fact that they're making these movies dark.
Oh, like that Maleficent.
Like
thing.
Maleficent, okay. And they did the Snow White one, like the Huntsman.
Did they back that one?
That was kind of, who, Disney?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Maybe not that one, no.
Because I thought that was some
at the same time, they had some other one that they did that was like more lighthearted. And I think that was Disney. Because there were 2 Snow White ones came out at the same time.
Yeah, because that Huntsman one, that was the one that had the didn't have that girl from the vampire thing.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah. I couldn't see that cast and everything being hired by Disney.
You're right. I think they did the
I'm pretty sure that one's separate.
But it's pretty neat. And the big deal with this one though is that Sofia Coppola is going to direct it. They made they made it like it was this grand announcement.
Yeah.
She does decent movies. I don't like her as an actress. My God, you talk about Godfather 3, unwatchable because of her. She's one of the worst actresses ever. And she just ruined it. And then she has sex with her cousin while making pasta. And it's like, you're bad enough. Now I gotta watch this incest stuff going on with you? Oh, God. Yeah, it was, because otherwise it was a good movie, but she just tore it apart. Ugh. But movies she's directed are pretty good. But a lot of stuff I've seen of hers is more like character study movies, not so much.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was gonna say. I don't think she's ever done anything that's on the same
like a mainstream
page as that. I mean, that's a weird choice to.
So she could ruin that.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends whoever's doing this Maleficent thing and however that works out.
She should take a note from these people.
Yeah.
I guess like most things, everything kind of has a Hall of Fame or a, whatever. Well, there's an Artist Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame for artists, and I don't know how it works.
Aren't those just museums? I mean,
No, they have. I guess there's probably a big room that has a statue of each one or a bust or something, and maybe they submit, an artist each year to. I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
But I was surprised and shocked. I almost want to write them a letter. Not that I really give a shit. But Bob Ross wasn't in there. Do you remember Bob Ross?
Oh yeah, the cute trees.
Yeah, a little happy clouds.
Happy clouds.
Happy clouds. Talked real soft. Yeah, the white man's
that guy was
afro.
awesome.
You know, I loved him. As a kid, I watched him.
That was great.
It was amazing. In a half hour, you can make this huge
stuff you like
scene. But like Jackson Pollock is in there.
Well, I don't know. I mean, not to belittle like his work or anything, but there's a cool like documentary on Jackson Pollock, and I always thought that too. Like it's just him splashing paint around and stuff. But like if you watch the documentary and stuff on him, like actually see him work, like it was pretty amazing. I mean
he put a lot of heart into his work, no doubt. And even if his paintings were like, okay, it's just drizzling, he was the first one to come up with that. No one else ever thought, let's make design like this. It's a different way to paint, different way to put paint on canvas. I get it, and it's a decent idea. And I love modern art. I mean, I like his stuff. I do. I like his stuff.
I'm not such a fan of modern art either. Like, I don't really like it.
I like modern art.
It doesn't speak to me.
But I just feel come on, if he's in there, Ross has got to be in there.
Yeah, I mean, he inspired so many people probably to go out and get into painting and to try this. I almost felt like they were like shunning him because he showed the secrets. You know, most people, it's like, oh, I made this big painting. Like the secret magician.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, no, it's easy. Look, you do this and you do this, and bam, you got a picture. And they're like, oh, you showing everyone else how I made a cabin.
Or maybe just belittling because
he's almost like a joke.
Well, yeah, he was more of, you know, he didn't really have any masterworks to point to. No, you know, but still, I mean, I would think you're right.
Contributed to the art world.
Yeah, as inspiring as he I'm sure was. I mean,
here's someone that can make any age group watch him.
Right.
Repeatedly. It wasn't like I watched him one time. I was like, that was cool. I watched this guy make trees multiple times. You know, and I wanted to make a tree.
Yeah, he was like I don't know, he was like the Carl Sagan of like the art world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He made whatever it was watchable.
And he had, I always remember he had like animals on his show. Like he would have like pet squirrels, and he would sit there and feed them. He would like take a break from painting and give them snacks. Because what he would do is he would take in injured or abandoned animals,
right?
And he would take them in and take care of them, and like nurse them back to health. So he always had like these. Usually,
squirrels.
I don't know if it was one squirrel he had or multiple. I always remember squirrels being on the show. And he'd feed them little nuggets or whatever he fed them.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, he was just a cool guy, and I think he deserves, so, you know, if anyone watching has anything to do with the Art Hall of Fame.
Yeah, throw a boat.
Yeah, up there in New York.
Bob Ross's way.
Bob Ross. I think I'm going to write a letter. I'm going to have to send him a note. Who do you think you are?
Yeah, where is Bob?
Where is he?
What about Bob?
So Walmart, March 26th, is going to be accepting trade-ins on video games.
Yeah, so just like, you know, GameStop or any of those other places.
They don't already? I kind of thought they...
No, I guess not. But they want to be in that market. They want to compete with that, whatever the competition for that would be.
I caught a headline of that. They said it was like trade-in video games for food. Because they're just going to give you a Walmart gift card.
Yeah, it's just a Walmart gift card thing for, you know, you're shopping in the store. So, and it's exactly the same thing.
And they'll probably do like everything else they do. We'll give you a penny more.
Right. Yeah, that's all I could think was, you know. So I guess that means they're probably going to resell that stuff too.
Oh, sure. Sure. You can even mail your stuff to Amazon.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Trade in video games.
Even Best Buy, you can like mail it to them and they'll appraise it. Send you back whatever.
At least I can tell you what it is, what you get back first.
Yeah, well, it's hard to tell like condition-wise.
Wow,
so,
yeah.
I mean, they do it at some of the places. Like if you go into the store that has that, then you know they'll appraise it on site. But if one isn't close to you, like how we are, we're kind of in the middle. Neither. I think the one up here does in Christiana, but the one down in Dover doesn't do it. So they
so
mail it to them.
Walmart is going to sell them as like like perfectly refurbished video games, so I bet they'll only take back
pristine
ones that are in
so
really good condition.
Need the instruction booklet for everyone.
Well, you don't need that anymore. They don't come with instruction booklets.
No, none of them.
You put on the game and you're like, what the? They give you a tutorial like in the beginning of the game, or the manual is
in the game as like a PDF.
Pull it up. Yeah. That's how Madden is now.
Oh, is it?
Pull it up and you just pages and pages you got to scroll through on how to play the freaking game. And it sucks because there's nothing like playing a game and you would always just, how do I do it? And you flip it open and you see what you have and it's there. Hold on, I got to pause the game, go into the manual, find my page. Okay, now we can play.
Well, I remember playing like old Nintendo games. I remember specifically at like spending the night over at like a friend of mine's house and we were playing Metroid like all weekend. And we're trying to like find where the bosses are, deciphering it from the shitty map that comes like inside like the cover of the book, and like that getting us through the game.
And then there's other games you get like computer games, and you would just have these big maps you had to unfold, and this big instruction booklet, and all kinds of stuff.
Well, now they at least still come with the maps now, but they don't come with the big instruction book. They sell the instruction book now, like after the fact. By there's that other company that makes them, the Brady Games books and stuff, where they sell them for like $20 more. That's like
the walkthrough. Like they even have them for that Disney Infinity.
Oh yeah,
which is basically a kid's game.
Yeah.
But you can buy a big book and it tells you where to find everything.
Right, every pickup and everything else.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You just go online to these help me out sites.
There's a site, you can go to, it's gamefact.com, gamefaq.com.
I go
and you can look up any game.
IGN.
Yeah. And
they have like a walkthrough thing you can do for free.
Oh, okay.
And it's called like walkthroughs and cheats.
Yep.
So, and also in video games, PS4 is coming out with something called Project Morpheus, which is just like the other thing we saw with the headpiece and its virtual world.
Okay.
What was the name of that thing that we were looking at?
The Oculus Rift.
The Oculus Rift, yeah. That's just like that. And they're saying it's going to be high-tech graphics. It's going to be pretty badass. So they're saying. Not that it's out yet. And they're doing the same thing as the Oculus Rift, where it's $350 right now, but we need you to help us build it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a Sony, but I guess they figure it's a way to get money.
Well, there was that weird thing with Sony where you could sign up to that thing and help them, like, I don't even think it was helping them. It was like helping
the folding?
Yeah, where you would like, it would like compile data, or like it would use your machine to compile.
What it was pretty cool. They would was it Harvard? I don't know if it was Harvard.
It might have been. I thought it was a school.
It was one of those schools. It was a big school. And what they do is they take like molecules and they try to mix them with, I guess, find ways of how they have to change the molecules to come up with cures for diseases. They have this big giant room of computers that does these things. And they take a molecular structure, and the computer tries moving them and manipulating them until it can find the right cure. And you can have all the computers in the world with you, but they can only do so much work.
Right.
So by signing up for this, you would have to leave your PlayStation on when you weren't in use. But it would use every PlayStation that was on. So now they just have this whole world of computers, and they were able to get their results that much faster.
Right.
And it was pretty neat. I did it for a little bit. My dad did it until his PlayStation died.
Oh, yeah?
Because my mom had cancer at the time, and I guess he thought, he was helping find a cure for that or whatever. But it would tell you even like what your structure that it was using your computer for, what it was trying to do, like what kind of thing. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I thought that was a great idea.
I don't think many people did it. I don't even know if you still can do it.
I don't know.
To be honest with you, I'll have to go in and check it out. But it was like folding with PlayStation. It was called.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if that's still a feature on the new PlayStation.
Yeah, on the 4.
you figure it's the same setup, you know, it's the same, you know, service that you log into. Except PlayStation's is free, right? They're
right, yeah, you didn't have to do anything, so you would leave it on. And then every so often they would send you like these certificates, like you've helped us with 100 or you've helped us with 1,000. And it would tell you like what place you ranked in the world for helping them, like do the most problems. Yeah. And my dad was like at the top of the list. I'm telling you, he
always on.
If he wasn't playing a game, 24 hours a day, man, this thing would just be working away.
That's cool. Yeah, I always thought that was an awesome idea. Like, it was interesting.
Yeah, no, it was something neat. You know, hey, you're not using it. Let's use it with something else.
Right.
And they didn't have a history of dying.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Sauce from that car.
I don't know, that kind of smells like Delaware City to me.
Oh, I forgot we're close to Delaware City.
Yeah.
I'm blaming this poor man. Because I'm thinking in the rain, really? Like.
Yeah. Well, I think it's foggy enough where they can just start emitting whatever they want right now.
You can't see it.
They'll never know.
Quick, burn everything.
Get the sulfur dioxide down the river.
It's foggy outside.
Yep.
Then I was also seeing in video games, a lot of the people inside of the industry are saying that the new round of video game hardware that came out is going to be the last round of video games we ever see. They said a lot of it. Now, see, I don't get this. They said, now this shocked me. This was the 8th generation of video games to come out.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot.
Well, I mean, just count back from the ones you know. I mean.
Well, I guess you're up to 4 PlayStations.
Yeah.
And then you go back to Sega.
Atari.
ColecoVision, Atari, Nintendo. Yeah.
You can easily do it. I mean, that's,
really.
Yeah, that's not too big of a stretch.
I just didn't think I was that old.
Yep, you are.
but they said a lot of the stuff in the future, which I get is going to be cloud-based.
Yeah.
But even cloud-based, then you need something to pull it down. Like, wouldn't you need? You still need a PlayStation.
You'll need a machine, but it's.
I guess why make a new machine because
Yeah, I mean the stuff it'll need to do that will be so small and so insignificant. I mean, you'll eventually probably just be able to plug your phone in.
Yeah.
And just hook a controller up to your phone via Wi-Fi.
That's true.
And it'll just play it on your TV. You know, it won't be anything.
Because you're talking, technology's already there.
It is.
It would have to be at least 6-7 years in the future before they come out with another one.
Right.
God knows what technology will be.
And there was a pretty big gap, I think, between the Xbox 360 generation and this one. It seemed like a longer gap to me than the previous one.
8 years.
Yeah.
And I know it wasn't 8 years between, say, the PS2 and the PS3.
Yeah, I thought it was like 5
years,
or 6.
5 years. But I know I couldn't wait for it because I wasn't happy with the PS2. They hyped the shit out of that, man. I waited in line to get one at like 3 in the morning in the freezing cold, and they didn't even have it. And I finally got my hands on one. I was so excited. And I got home and I plugged in. I remember it was an NHL game I got, and I was like, "Oh man, hockey's gonna be like for real." And I plug it in. I was like, "Really?
This is all we get?
This is the future?" Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
That's kind of how I feel about this one from, say, the 3 to the 4.
Right.
Not that much better.
Yeah, I'm not that excited about it. I mean,
they can do cooler things like online.
Right.
But as far as the games go.
But it's not anything that I couldn't already do, like, on the system I have or my computer. You know, it's really no bigger. I mean, I don't know what the hard drive capacity is on those things, but you know, that would be the only thing I would want as an improvement. I mean, you could only have so many games on your Xbox or whatever before it was all loaded up with whatever, and you certainly couldn't put any kind of media or anything on there. I mean, it would eat up all your space.
You're done. Sorry, you can't do anything now. You can't play a game, you can't update it.
And I was looking too at like the games that are supposed to be, you know, the feature games on those systems, and you know, like the Titanfall is just coming out. You know, it came out at the beginning of the month, and I guess it's coming out on 360 at the end of the month, but that nobody has seen any footage from the 360 version of it. There's no images, there's no footage, no nothing from what it looks like on the 360, so it could be a dog.
So you're saying that it's that bad, or there's not that big of a difference between the new one?
And it was supposed to come out at the same time as the other one, but they pushed it back. But they said it wasn't because of making it look pretty issue. It was some other issue to make it compatible. And they're not. I found it's not cross-system compatible either.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So
and
you
they
have it
claim
for
that
the computer and I have it for the Xbox.
Yeah,
you can't play.
You can't play together now because of the proprietary things for each.
I tell you what it has to do with. It has to do with they want to sell you an Xbox One. If you really want to play this game today, you're going to buy an Xbox One.
Yeah,
that's all it had to do. They can say whatever they want, but that's what was behind that deal.
Yep, that was the be and end.
Saw Galaxy S4 phone.
Okay.
One of the hottest phones on the market. Turns out, literally, it's one of the hottest phones on the market. A guy in Hong Kong is playing a game on it called Love Machine.
Okay.
Don't know what it is. Pretty popular game over there. And he's playing the game and he hears this pop, like the phone pops. And he's like, whoa, he jumps back and throws it on his couch. Catches his couch on fire, burns the whole house down.
What?
Burned the whole house, and the phone got so hot and something popped on it that when it hit the fabric, whoosh, up in flames, whole house goes down. They said the other problems they've had with phones is the iPhone 5. A woman was talking on it while it was charging.
Yeah.
And she got electrocuted to death.
Yeah, I heard that.
And the same thing happened to a man, but it just put him in a coma. He's not dead yet.
Were those like real things? Like, did you?
Well, what they're saying is, so they're going to these companies saying, hey, your shit's burning the house down, or your shit's electrocuting people to death. And what both companies had said was they were using aftermarket parts, such as with the iPhone, they said she wasn't using a real iPhone charger.
Right. So
whatever charger she used, blame them, because it's never happened. You can't reproduce it using our charger.
Right.
Or you might get a in the Galaxy one, they said he bought a aftermarket battery to try to get longer battery life or something like that to put in the phone. And it wasn't one that they approved for their phone.
Yeah.
And that's how it got so hot. So I guess you have to be careful with getting aftermarket stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really use my phone enough to warrant buying anything extra. I mean, no, I sold the charger it came with, and yeah, I guess if I was on it more, if I played games on it or something, then yeah.
If you were playing Love Machine?
Yeah, if I had Love Machine to play, maybe I would use it more. I want to see what that is. I'm
going to look it up and see what Love Machine is. Because I'm guessing, I don't know, in Hong Kong it just seems like, well, Christ, it could be anything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it could be some kind of dating site or something.
Well, I'm looking that up. Why don't you tell me about Thoreau working on a documentary?
Oh yeah, I was watching this thing. It was Louis Theroux, pretty famous documentary film guy, and he was talking to that the Joe Rogan guy who was on his podcast or whatever. And he was talking to him like last week or whatever, and he was saying he was working on a documentary investigating like Scientology and like their whole background and history and stuff, and with his history of documentaries, I can't wait to see it, because this is the same guy that did that the most hated family in America.
Yes.
Where he
Yes. Well, didn't he already do something with Scientologists too, or no?
No, he has never done anything with them yet. I mean, there's been a lot of investigative reporting and stuff on it, but he's never done one, and he's the one I want to see do it, because he is amazing when he gets into those situations.
Scientology.
Yeah. I mean,
when's that coming out, to say?
Nah, he didn't say. He didn't give really any details. He just said he was working on it. So I was like, man.
Well, we will definitely have to catch that.
I know.
Comment on that, give a review of that for the show.
Yeah. So I was watching that, and he was talking with that Joe Rogan guy for a while about all his different documentaries, and that Joe Rogan's guy is MMA fighting and all that stuff that he did. It was pretty good hearing him talk back and forth, but I'm not a really too big a fan of like Joe Rogan as like an interviewer, because like I don't know. I've
never really seen him interviewing anybody.
Yeah,
I know he has a show where he talks, but I've never really seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He's got a lot of good guests on there, but it's just after a while I can't take it anymore. I gotta turn it off. It's just something he does when he's talking to people. I don't know if he talks over them or he starts just talking more about himself than like talking with the other person.
Well, obviously he's talking to Louis Theroux about MMA.
Yeah, well, I mean, it does kind of relate, because one of Louis' like weird weekend things was with the World Wrestling, not the Wrestling Federation or whatever, but like there's like two different. There's like the WWF and there's like the WWE or whatever, the wrestling things, and he did the one on like the guys that did the wrestling.
Oh, okay.
So he like went to their training school, and he started he went like through some of their training programs and stuff, and they were like running him around through the crap they do, and he found these guys that did like backyard wrestling, where they're like just basically like hurting themselves. Like they'll set up these things. These guys, they did like charity events or whatever, and they went to they set up this ring and stuff, the one at this school, like in a school auditorium, and they brought in all these props and everything, and like the guys were like, they had like barbed wire and like it was like real,
but it was
crap.
real.
Like I don't think they get the
that
fact
it's fake.
that, well, yeah,
he's supposed to be a stunt man.
Yeah, somebody who knows what they're doing, and he's like, the one guy's like, yeah, you just go out there, you got a little wedge or something, you just slash your forehead, and like they're out there and like they do a bout or whatever, and the guy comes out and he's like all lightheaded and stuff, because he cut himself like that, and he's like, he's got blood all over him, and he's like, oh, I gotta sit down, I can't keep standing.
I love seeing the kids trying to set up stuff in their backyard, jumping off the roof on the tables, thinking they're not going to get hurt.
That's what these guys were doing, and they were making videos, but these were adults. They weren't kids. It wasn't like 12-year-old kids.
Wow.
Jumping through tables. It was like,
wow.
25, 30-year-old men.
That's beautiful.
Uh-huh.
It's a thing of beauty.
So that's a good one. That's a good one to watch by him. But yeah, he did too with the Phelps family. Those people out in Oklahoma or wherever they're from, the Westboro Baptist Church.
I still have to see them. I want to see the one where you said he was with a Klan.
Oh yeah, dude. He did one with he went in with these like white supremacist guys, and it was weird crap, man. There was this one family where they it was this mother and her two daughters, and the two daughters were in this like scream band or whatever, and they had all these like just racist songs, and they were like, they went around to all these different white supremacist meetings and neo-Nazi conventions and stuff. Yeah, and singing their thing. They were like the featured thing at these places.
Wow.
It was just unbelievable. I mean, if you want to see some
sick people,
just whacked out people, I mean, go through any of his like weird weekends things that he did. It's one with like UFO people, and
I would do something like that. I can't say I would want to hang out with the Klan members for a weekend.
No.
I don't know if I'd be able to hold it in.
But I mean, the way he does it, and the way he approaches it, they end up telling him more about like their life.
Like they probably think it's a pro documentary.
Yeah,
for
like
them.
It's and him just being there and just kind of listening to what they say is more damning to their cause than anything else. It's just laid out there, it's just naked racism, and there's no way around it. but they're proud of it every bit.
I was going to say, then again, you could probably go up to them and ask them, hey, how do you feel about this and that?
Oh, I'm a complete racist. Yeah, no problem. And he went back like a couple with that girl and her daughters. Like he went to her father's like horse farm and was talking to him, and he's this big racist. And it was this weird generational thing that went together. Yeah, it's some interesting characters.
Have to take them for a trip to an inner city somewhere one day and drop them off.
I don't know. I don't even think that would bother me. It's as if the same people portrayed in American History X were real people. Like those people in that movie are based on real people.
Wow.
Those are real.
Oh, I know. I mean, I know they're out there. Yeah.
But you don't know it until you see them doing it
and not acting.
It's because what we do and where we live, it doesn't seem like you don't come across that every day. People might make an off comment and you're like, oh, there you go. I didn't realize exactly where I was until just now. But yeah,
here I am.
I guess I don't know if that's, and it's the same thing for them. They probably grew up in this bubble where all they knew was racist.
Well, yeah, they're taught it, no doubt.
And
you see the kids running around spouting this stuff off.
They were little kids too, man. I felt so bad. But I guess the kids aren't like that anymore, though. Like I saw like a follow-up thing on the kids, and they're not.
Oh, they
went way away from that.
Oh, that's good. Probably got disowned, but they're probably better off for it,
no doubt.
So I'm looking up Love Machine. We don't even get it in the States.
Oh, no?
Yeah, it must be something on their game format. I was getting bands called Love Machine, books called Love Machine. no game called Love Machine. But before my phone dies, let's make our daily phone booth call.
Oh, yeah.
Call on the phone booth.
See if somebody's on there.
We need like a phone booth jingle.
It's time for the phone booth.
Call in the phone booth.
Conference. You are the only party in this conference.
Only party in the conference again.
I don't know.
Come on.
I'm losing faith in the phone booth.
No, we've only done it 3 times.
I'm losing faith.
We need people to call 760-733-9969 to call the Desert Conference phone so we can chat live about anything you want to chat about on the commute. That would be fantastic. Between 4 and 5 o'clock Eastern time.
Either way, it'd be hilarious.
Oh, I just think it would be fun.
Especially just starting out like that.
Actually getting somebody on there.
Yep.
We need people to call. So let's see, Chernobyl.
Yeah.
What do you got going on with that?
Well, there was some deal with that where the radiation there has killed off some of the microbes and the bacteria. So the study that they did found that leaves and all the natural, flora wasn't decaying at a normal rate anymore because those bacteria
it changed their half-life?
Well, no, it's because those microbes are dead, the leaves don't decay as fast as they normally would in a regular environment.
Okay.
Like now, leaves break down really fast because we've got microbes everywhere.
Right.
But near Chernobyl, all those microbes are dead.
Okay.
So the leaves stick around longer and longer, so they become more irradiated. And then when they do break down, they're dry and they blow out to further and further locations.
Oh, I see. So it's spreading.
Yeah, the topsoil and these decayed leaves are spreading the radiation further than it normally was. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. I never would have thought
that would have been a threat.
No, you wouldn't have. And it's all these things that you don't consider in that just alien environment that it is now. And
did it say how far it's spreading? Probably?
They had a map on it was the Science Daily website.
Okay.
And they've got a headline and the map and stuff on there. It was pretty cool. But it was something interesting that I hadn't thought about in a while was Chernobyl. And, I remember people at the time, like, these friends of Nancy's parents, they I guess they were stationed in Germany at the time in the military when it happened, and they had to have all kinds of genetic tests and things after the fact, just being in Germany.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you don't really consider like how close that really is to where it is, and you know, something else in the headlines recently is the Ukraine, and that's where Chernobyl is. It's in the top portion of the Ukraine, so it's not really that far out of Europe, you know.
Well, you know why you haven't thought of Chernobyl in a while? You haven't seen Die Hard 5.
Oh.
They go right into the heart of it, man.
That's fine. I guess I'll be left out of that loop for a while. And it's, you know what? It would be so easy for me to go home and just click it because it's on
free
HBO
on demand.
Go.
Yeah.
I could just go and that's that's the power of how bad it is. I won't even click it.
It's got repulsion power.
Oh, not possible.
I mean, he looks like he's already radiated in the movie. You know, he's sitting there in his t-shirt, and he's just got like this. He looks like an old man anymore. Right. You know, his skin hangs and.
Yeah. Well, that's why he was perfect for Red.
Right, because
those movies,
they're older people.
It was supposed to be. Yeah, you know, it was fine. It was the perfect part. You didn't have to wear as much makeup as any of these other things.
They just send him out there, trailer to shot.
Right.
You know.
You're good. Go ahead. You're already
dirty and everything. Wow, that's. You went to wardrobe already? No. Oh, okay. Well, on with you then. Oh man.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff out there on Chernobyl, like all the things that people went through to try to cap that thing and film it, and just keep people up to date. I mean, all the people that fought the fire, they're all dead.
Oh, sure.
I mean, every single one that fought the fire. There's just a line. There's one road out there that's just a line of all the the rescue equipment and stuff. It's all parked in this field, and it's just there's nobody there to use it. And it was so the vehicles themselves got so irradiated. It's unusable.
You can't touch them.
No, it's all those helicopter pilots that took the footage and dropped people off. They all died, and they after a couple runs in, they knew they were going to die, and they just kept doing it.
Wow.
But all the people that they saved by doing that, capping that.
And you don't hear about them, and I don't want to say this to put down these people, but to bring those people up. You hear about all the heroes of 9/11 who died, and a lot of them knew going in it might have been a one-way ticket.
Right.
And, they risked their lives saving people. Mm-hmm. Well, this is the same thing. I mean, they knew. These people knew.
Yeah.
And you don't hear of them as, heroes. It could just be because it happened so long ago. I don't know.
Yeah, time and location, too. I mean, we're,
But certainly if anyone who worked at 9/11 site, those people are dying.
Yeah,
certainly these people.
There's all kinds of issues with that.
I'm gone.
Yeah, I mean Chernobyl, it was weird, like the readings and stuff they took and how they built the shell, or no, they called it the sarcophagus, is the structure that they built over top of where it was.
Okay.
And in order to build it, where they needed to rivet on sections and stuff, they had military guys had to run in, and they'd be standing at a corner, and behind the corner they were affected by a minimal amount of radiation, but as soon as they rounded the corner, it was enough radiation where they couldn't be exposed to it for more than 2 or 3 minutes before you had more radiation than you were supposed to be exposed to in your lifetime. And that was just rounding a cement corner.
Wow.
It's such a weird
how it doesn't spread almost.
Yeah, it's just a weird concept, the radiation. And they had to run around the corner, and they'd have to pick up, a piece of debris and throw it off the roof, and then run back.
Wow.
Just to, get the places open to build these structures.
Not a job I would want.
And that whole structure now, I saw a recent documentary, that whole structure is starting to collapse and be dilapidated. So people are going to have to go in and repair it again.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
guess you'll find some people to do it, but
yeah,
I don't care how much you're paying me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then again, I do have a price for everything. Yeah. That's.
I think my line though is probably radiation. That's probably one of my lines. I don't want to melt. Yeah. You know. That just seems.
Melting would be the least of your worries, really.
Yeah.
So I see. So let's see. We'll try not to end it on a sad note again.
Need something better now.
Virtual grocery stores.
Okay.
In South Korea, what they have is you're at a subway or a train station, and they have this virtual wall of just, all the walls have grocery store items on it. Mm-hmm. Nothing you can actually pick up. It's just a lighted, bright computer screen. And whatever you want to buy, so you're grocery shopping for the day, you're waiting for the train, you got to go home, cook dinner. You take your phone and you scan whatever you want, and then I guess you pay the same way. You pay with your. They didn't say if you pay in advance or when you get the stuff, but then you hop on the train or subway when it gets there, mm-hmm. and when you get to your destination, the groceries are there waiting for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you pick up your groceries and go home.
Yeah.
It like saves you a trip to the market.
That's
each day.
Really cool.
So even if you forgot something, like, oh shit, I was going to cook this for dinner.
Yeah.
I don't have green peppers. Mm-hmm. Scan green peppers, and they're waiting for you when you get off the train, and you go home.
That's a really cool service.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And they said that the business is booming. Mm-hmm. Like it's 130% above from what it was, so many months ago.
Yeah.
And so that's only in South Korea right now, but both Amazon and Walmart said that it is going to be in the U.S. soon. Hmm. So if you're at a train station or in New York, you're in the subway station, you can scan your groceries, get your stuff done. I wish we had that.
That'd be amazing.
And even when they do, it's nothing we'll be able to take advantage of because we don't take a train. But
well, because it's not even an option.
Right.
It's not even an option for where we work and how we get there. It's just mass transit here is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it needs to be a little more spread out.
Yeah, and just better overall.
A lot more spread out and better.
There's no connections. There's no way to get anywhere except by a car. I mean, that's.
Well, have you ever gone online? Let's just say I was always trying to be prepared. And I said, well, what if I can't get to work one day? What if both my cars are, broken down or whatever? There's buses around here. Mm-hmm. We can take a bus. Have you ever gone online and looked at the bus schedule?
No.
Try to figure that godforsaken map at one, I don't get the map, mm-hmm. and they just throw a bunch of digits. Like you type in where you live and you type in where you got to get to.
Yeah.
All right. And this thing comes up. You want to take the S2 to the S3 to the D4, and I'm looking on to see, and you find, and that none of it makes sense. Mm-hmm. I could not tell you once I put in take me here to there how I would have gotten there, what time I had to be where.
That seems such like a simple thing to automate. I mean,
all it has
think
to
of
say
Google
is,
Maps or something. You type in where you're coming from, where you're going to go,
mm-hmm.
and then it should just
maps it out.
Yeah, highlight the routes that you need to get on, and then print it out.
What is it? I guess DART, right? Is the bus?
Yeah.
Check it out. It's insane. And it should have even asked me what time do you want to get to work and what time do you want to leave.
Yeah.
And it should have said, fine, be at this address at this station at this time to leave. And
and each one of your points should have come up on the thing.
Yeah, on a map. Oh no. Try figuring that out.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that.
Maybe we can discuss that next time.
Yeah.
Because that'll do it for the commute today. So definitely check us out on our website. TwoCommute.com, TWO-Commute.com. Mm-hmm. Check us out on Facebook, The Commute. Follow us on Twitter, @DriverPassenger, or feel free to send us an email at the Commute Podcast @Comcast.net. Give us ideas, something you want us to talk about, something you want us to go over, and almost nothing is turned down.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see you tomorrow.